2 of James, there's a long section in the second half of that chapter where he writes about justification by faith and works. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if some of you say you have faith, but do not have works? Can faith save you? If a brother or sister is naked and lacks daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, keep warm, and eat your fill, and yet you do not supply their bodily needs, what is the good of that? So faith by itself, if it has no works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I by my works will show you my faith. O foolish ones! Was not our ancestor Abraham justified by works when he offered his son on the altar? You see that faith was active along with his works, and faith was brought to completion by the works. Thus, Scripture was fulfilled that says Abraham believed God, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. You see, a person is justified by works and not by faith alone. When Paul says that one is justified by faith alone and not by works, Paul is referring primarily to the works of the ritual law, the works of, let's say, offering sacrifices, for instance. But when James is writing about works, what kind of works is he talking about? Not the works of the ritual law, but the works of the moral law. Think again about that famous verse in James chapter 1 that most of us know about. Religion that is pure and undefiled is not offering sacrifices, but taking care of orphans and widows. Those are the kinds of works that James is talking about. James talks about the moral law. He calls it the perfect law, the law of liberty, the royal law according to Scripture, which says, and it's in James chapter 2, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. That's what James understands as the law of relationships, the law of love, the law of caring for our fellow human beings. James writes in chapter 4 about this relational dynamic of the law. Do not speak evil against one another, brothers and sisters. Whoever speaks evil against another or judges another speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. So again, James is not concerned about the law in its ritual and cultic senses. He's concerned about the law of love, the law of liberty, the law of relationships. Be you doers of the word and not merely hearers who deceives themselves and say, oh, you're hungry? Well, the Lord bless you. The Lord will supply your needs. James is saying, who is wise and understanding among you? Show by your good life of works that are done with gentleness, born of wisdom. Anyone then who knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, that person commits sin.